Rebekah was told that Esau planned to kill Jacob after their father Isaac dies. She said to Jacob,
"Your older brother Esau is comforting himself with the thought of killing you. Now then, you have to do what I tell you. Go at once to my brother Laban in Haran. Stay there until your brother's anger has passed. Then you can return."
Isaac agreed with the plan and sent Jacob off with a blessing. It must have been a sad day when Jacob got up to leave for the distant country of Padan Aram, where Haran was. Although he was running away from the wrath of his brother Esau, he also knew that he would be separated from his parents for a very long time, not knowing if he would ever see them again. But God would meet Jacob directly for the first time during this journey and reaffirm that he was now the bearer of the covenant promises and responsibilities made earlier with his grandfather Abraham. The story is told in Genesis chapter 28.
Jacob started his journey from Beersheba and headed towards Haran. When he reached a certain place, he stopped for the night after the sun had set. He put a stone under his head and lay down to sleep. That night he had a dream in which he saw a stairway that was standing on the earth, but its top reached to the heavens. Angels of God were going up and coming down the stairway. There above it stood the Lord, and he said, "I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham and the God of Isaac. I will give you and your children after you the land on which you are lying. They will be like the dust of the earth that cannot be counted and spread out to the west, east, north, and south. All peoples on earth will be blessed because of you and your children after you. I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go. In time I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you." When Jacob woke from his sleep, he thought to himself,
"Surely the Lord is here in this place, and I didn't even realize it. How awesome is this place! This must be the house of God, the gate of heaven."
Early the next morning, Jacob took the stone he had placed under his head and set it up as a pillar and poured oil on top of it. He called that place Bethel, though the city used to be called Luz. Then Jacob made a vow.
"If God will be with me and will watch over me on this journey I am taking, and will give me food to eat and clothes to wear, so that I return safely to my father's house, then the Lord will be my God. And this stone that I have set up as a pillar will be God's house, and of all that you give me, I will give you a tenth."
God met with Jacob personally and directly for the first time. Now God is about to begin his process of molding Jacob from a crafty person to a man of faith and a patriarch of the chosen people. This process would take about 20 years before Jacob worships God unconditionally.
Jacob then continued on his long journey until finally he arrived in Haran, at the village of his uncle Laban, where there was a well. While he was asking shepherds if they knew of his uncle, Laban's daughter Rachel arrived to water her father's sheep. The shepherds then told him that this was Rachel, one of Laban's daughters. On seeing her, Jacob went over and rolled the stone away from the mouth of the well and watered his uncle's sheep. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and began to weep aloud. He told Rachel that he was the son of Rebekah, who was the sister of her father. So she hurried home and told her father Laban.
During the journey, God appears to Jacob for the first time in his dream. God tells Jacob that he will inherit the covenant promise made to his forefathers, Abraham and Isaac. Jacob is not ready to accept this immediately and unconditionally. He makes a conditional vow to God. He will worship God, if God will protect him and bring him home to his father's house safely. God is about to begin a process of preparing and molding Jacob into a man of great faith.